Do not settle when it comes to your manifestation. If you allow your logical, rational, reasoning mind to tell you that asking for less will get you what you want faster, or accepting moving in steps will get you closer to your goal, instead of manifesting everything you truly, deeply desire, then you're going to slow down the manifestation process. You are going to limit your ability to create what you desire. You may even get little to no results that way. And this video is going to dive deep into why that is. So, why asking for less slows down manifestation? Unlock your potential for greater manifestations. Okay, that's what we want to do. We don't want to settle for less. That's not what God does. Each and every one of us has God, source, universe, higher self, infinite power and intelligence, whatever you want to call it. That inner sense of being, your consciousness, your energy, if you will. We have that within us. And there's no reason for the infinite to limit itself in any way. So efficiency is a lie. The illusion is that asking for less may seem efficient, but it actually hinders our true potential. The truth is, embracing our true desires, what we actually want, not settling for less, opens doors to limitless possibilities. Examples of this would be if you have a dream car that you want, but right now you're thinking, okay, I haven't seen any success manifesting it. I haven't seen any signs or movement, so I'm going to settle for just any car. I just need any car, right? Or instead of going for the ideal job, the one that would truly be a blessing in your life, and settling for anything you can get in this current job market, right? You go from infinite possibility, the real desire, the burning desire of your heart, to just whatever the world will give you. Whatever outer circumstances seem to align with, whatever seems easier, right? That is an illusion. Okay, so doubt disguised, all right? The illusion of logic. How rational thinking creates mental barriers to manifestation. Now, rational thinking has been a tool all our lives. Maybe we've used it and it's been helpful for us. Maybe we've thought things through, or we've been in habits of overthinking, and maybe sometimes it pays off. But the truth is, thinking is not the answer to our manifestations or our life's problems. If it were, no one would have any problems, okay? That's paraphrased, I think, from Richard Dot's, because it's so brilliant. Think about it. Everyone is constantly thinking about their problems. If that was the key to solving them, there would be no problems left. Everybody thinks about their problems. So why isn't everyone prospering? Because it is not the answer to go to the mind. That's what we're diving into. So often the mind, the conscious, rational, reasoning mind, turns manifestation into a logical, reasoning-based process. ABC, 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's the way the mind wants to look at things. It tries to say, okay, if I visualize every night, then I'll get that thing in the future. If I write down 369 times that I have what I want until I have arthritis, then I will get my manifestation. If I say an affirmation 10,000 times with no feeling robotically, then I'll get what I want. So I'm going to keep this counter app on my phone. No, do not let the mind turn techniques or any part of the manifestation process into a logical, rational, reasoning-based thing. It's kind of perverting it when you allow this to happen, because this infinite power within us is not rational or reasonable at all. It's based in miracles, right? Miracles are not rational or reasonable. That's why people think that they never happen. But you can become a person who experiences miracles as a normal part of your life if you will allow yourself not to let the mind interfere in the manifestation process. Let's continue here. This results in mental blocks that hinder our growth. By allowing ourselves to embrace creativity, we can break free from these constraints and open the door to limitless possibilities. That's what we want. We want to align ourselves with limitless, infinite possibilities. That is your nature. Why would you accept limitation in any form? The mind itself is based in limitation. You have all infinite possibilities of anything until you let the mind start thinking, because there's a limit to how high or how good your mind can think. Maybe you can increase it. You can become aware of something even better as you're learning about something or discovering what you want. But even then, it's limited compared to the infinite. Once you let the mind start to conceive of an idea, it's inherently limited. Okay? It may be a little hard to wrap the mind around the idea of what's beyond the mind, but that's what we have to do. We have to understand that this mind that we have is limited by knowledge, limited by past experience, limited by the so-called facts of the world. If you want to step into infinite possibility, it exists only beyond the conscious, rational, reasoning mind. So these mental barriers that impede manifestation. Doubt can masquerade as rational thought, leading to hesitancy in pursuing one's desires. Like if the mind is saying, okay, well, nothing's working. Maybe if I settle for less, maybe I can manifest this smaller thing quicker. I'll settle for that. That'll be okay. Don't fall for it. Do not fall for it. Okay, when we let the thinking mind take over, we unknowingly limit our infinite potential and ability to manifest our dreams. It's essential to notice when this is happening, to stop it and return to faith. Faith, as Neville Goddard said, is loyalty to the unseen reality. So you may not physically see your manifestation here yet, but it exists. The unseen reality, capital R. This is all illusion. We're going to touch more on it later, how 3D is entirely illusion, the entire world of the senses. But trust in the truth. Whether you want to call it imagination, consciousness, whatever you want to call it, your desire is already fulfilled. Creation is finished. So return to faith. Remain loyal to it. Don't let anything sway you or move you or tell you to settle for less to get a visible result. You are only hurting your own process, slowing things down. So as Dr. Robert A. Russell said, speaking on faith, I love this picture right here, turning the impossible to possible. We all need to do that, really. So he said, the reason we ask for less than the best is because our faith in God is weak. Why ask for a Honda when there are Cadillacs to be had? So I'm not sure which of his books on prosperity this one is from. They're twin books. They go back to back. You should really check them both out. One of them is You Too Can Be Prosperous, and the other is Putting the Prosperity Idea to Work. I believe this is from the first one. But either way, both of the books are complete gold if you want to manifest prosperity, not just in abundance, but wealth, health, all good things. Prosperity includes all good things. So anyway, awaken your belief in yourself and your infinite potential. I spelled that wrong here. Ignore that. And do not waver. Do not waver. What do you think it is when you're telling yourself, I'll settle for less? Okay, they ghosted me, so I'll take just a text when I really want a loving, ideal, wonderful relationship or marriage. I'll just manifest a text. What do you think you're doing? You are doubting. You are settling. You are negotiating with doubt, which is the opposite of faith. It's faith turned on its head. Okay? Do not do that. What do you truly want? Figure out how you would feel. How would you allow yourself to feel if you had it now? And tap into that feeling. Don't tie it to anything. Don't say, I feel this way because of this. Don't think you need to control it or force it into the subconscious mind. The subconscious is infinite and knows you better than you know you. You don't have to worry if the message is clear. It knows what you want. It knows the best way to get it to you. It knows the fastest way to get it to you. But the only problem comes when you start settling with doubt, when you lack faith, when you don't trust. Okay? Allow yourself to choose what you truly want. Tap into that pure feeling. Okay? Don't taint it by letting the mind say, I feel this because of this, and make up stories. Don't do that. You don't have to do that, because then you're limiting the infinite potential of that feeling. The feeling can do far above and beyond anything you could imagine until you let the mind say, oh, it's because I have $100,000. It could be millions. Okay? Abundance is abundance. All right? Feel that freedom, security, success, whatever it is, and leave it be. Don't say it's because of this or that. All right? Don't let the mind interfere. The mind is a limitation. Stay out of the mind, okay? Unless you're doing something like work, right? Maybe you need to focus in the present moment, do some logical, rational, reasonable thinking, do some math. That's fine. It's just a tool for those things. But the rest of the time, when you're trying to manifest, leave the mind alone and remain in the present. Focus on the breath. Enjoy yourself. Feel good. That's all you have to do. Okay, so diving deep here, the rational trap. Doubt disguised as logic can hinder your journey. So the illusion that asking for less works faster. Many believe that asking for less can accelerate their desires. This illusion often stems from societal conditioning that equates modesty with virtue, or it has not realized truth. In honesty, It really comes down to recognizing the truth that you think you're asking for something smaller or easier or less difficult, but only the mind comes up with these things. Everything is neutral. Everything is the same size really, in the eyes of God, source, universe, okay? To the infinite, nothing is big or small. Only the mind is saying that, oh, this will take less time. This will be easier. This will be smaller and more achievable. Everything is achievable. Don't align with the mind when it tries to use these conditions or these titles or to quantify desires. Go for exactly what you want because it's no different than anything else in this world. It's just the mind that wants to put it on the pedestal. It's the beliefs you may have about that amount of income or about that specific level of job or about that wonderful loving relationship and what it means to you, about worthiness, about anything, okay? Don't let the mind tune down your infinite potential. Okay. So, however, this mindset diminishes our potential and limits our access to the universe's abundance, which is never ending, ever flowing, infinite, unlimited. Okay, so in truth, when we dare to ask for what we really want, which is a feeling, by the way, right? All of this is illusion. So what you really want is a feeling. That's why decoupling in my detachment course is so powerful, because you separate the physical, mental, really, idea or condition of what you want from the actual feeling. The only thing that's actually real, because any condition or any object or anything that you want is all illusory anyways. Again, we're going to touch on that later in this video, how all of 3D is illusory. So if you want to get to the point, if you want to get to the root, if you want to manifest easily, effortlessly, instantaneously, the key is to focus on feeling. All right? Detach from everything else. Okay. So when we dare to ask for what we really want, which is the feeling, we signal to the universe that we are confident. The path to manifestation is not about lowering expectations, but expanding our vision. Look at that. It's already in bold, but I'm going to highlight it. Or not. So remember, Neville taught us not to manifest in steps. Don't think you should manifest a text now and go for the relationship later. Go to the end. Go to the end. If your end isn't just a text, what are you doing imagining that? What are you doing trying to settle for that? Okay? What do you actually want? Because anything less is going to be a weaker signal, a weaker desire, a weaker feeling, and it's going to get you weaker results, or none at all, because this world is a mirror of you. And so if you're operating from the idea of lack that says, I have to settle for less, then you're just going to get more lack reflected back to you. Think about it. Are you thinking in abundance when you're settling for less? No. All right. Here we go. Settling lowers magnetism, the power of belief. How settling affects your manifestation journey. It's all about the journey, by the way. Enjoy the journey. Embrace your potential. Okay? Not embrace your limitations, embrace your ego, the logical, rational, reasoning mind. Embrace your infinite potential. All right? Because when you settle for less, you diminish your magnetic power to attract what you truly desire. This is rooted in your self-concept, what you believe yourself to be, what you believe you're capable of. Don't align your self-concept with anything but the highest, and the highest is your own I amness, your consciousness, not the personality, not the little I, the Brendan Woods or Mary Jane or John Doe, but the I am, the consciousness back of that, without any conditioning, without any identifications. The pure I am is God, source, universe, the infinite, whatever you want to call it. You could call it any name. It could literally be the great hoobly doobly. I don't care what you call it, but it is the infinite within you. And you should not be aligning your self-concept, your belief about who you are, what you're capable of, with anything less. Okay? It doesn't matter the title. Don't get triggered when I say the word God. Some people do. And I tell you, you will miss out on a lot of good material if you have difficulty with that word. Just know that it means the same thing, whatever you want to call it. You want to call it higher self? That's fine. Okay? But that's another video on its own. Don't get triggered by that title. Don't get triggered by any word like the word God, because there's so much powerful material that uses that word, but it's all pointing to I am. It's all pointing to consciousness. Don't let yourself be triggered because of ties to organized religion or anything like that. Don't hold yourself back. Do what resonates, but don't avoid material because it triggers you. If something triggers you, that's a huge signal to go within. Why is it triggering you? What do you believe about it? Release your triggers, detach, let go, overcome it. Recognize there is one God and it is within you. So, when you believe you are worthy of only limited outcomes, you restrict the flow of abundance into your life. Instead of embracing the vast possibilities that manifest in your reality, you confine yourself to mediocrity. The universe responds to your energy, so raise your standards to the highest, to the best, okay? And align your beliefs with your deepest desires. Remember that true transformation begins within. Within, all right? And believing you deserve more opens the doors to limitless opportunities. That's what we want, okay? You won't even have to imagine specifically everything you desire. Everything you could want and more. Needs will be fulfilled before you even have to ask. You will be in the flow, the universal flow, all right? Abraham Hicks calls it the vortex. This is what it's about. When you let go, when you trust, when you go for the biggest and best, without trying to control, without touching the how, everything works out so much better, so much easier, so much more effortlessly, so much more instantaneously. And that's why I preach detachment so much. That's why I made a whole course on it, because this is the teaching that transformed my life. It wasn't a technique. It wasn't this or that technique, this fancy schmancy little thing. No, it is detachment. Realizing your oneness with the infinite, letting go, trusting, being. It's amazing. So, instant manifestation through true faith. Harness your inner power to manifest instantly and effortlessly. Embrace your divine potential today. Instant manifestation is possible when you cultivate true faith in yourself and the universe, God within. By believing wholeheartedly in your desires, you remove the barriers that slow down your manifestations. This faith acts as a powerful magnet, attracting your dreams with lightning speed. Remember, it is not your desires that are too big, but rather your self-concept that is too small. Trust in the process and manifest with ease, as the universe is always ready to deliver what you seek. Trust the process. Change your self-concept. There is no one and nothing to change but self. Okay? If there's something that's not right in your physical reality, the only answer is going within. There's no one to change, no one to purify, no one to make whole but self. Neville Goddard said that, and it's so true. Make yourself whole. What feeling are you lacking to be satisfied, to be joyous here and now in the present moment, which is the only moment that exists, by the way, which is where fulfillment is going to happen, by the way. So don't run off to any other moment in your mind, thinking about the past, worrying about the future. Be here now and fulfill yourself, and your whole world will have to shift to reflect that fulfillment. Feel it. Don't tie it to anything. Don't make stories. Don't settle for less. Go for what you really want. All right, now dissolving the illusion. Finally, we get to it, talking about how all of 3D is illusory, seeing the light of truth. There is nothing too good, too big, too hard, or too far in the future. Okay, these are all ideas that the mind comes up with. The logical, rational, reasoning mind says, ooh, it's too good for me. Ooh, it's too big, it's too hard, or too far in the future. I sound like Morty, if you've seen Rick and Morty. Okay, everything is equal and neutral. This is the nature of reality. Only the mind says things are unequal. One thing is better than another, or something is good or bad. It is all neutral. We give the meaning, okay? The mind tries to give meaning to everything. That's how we perceive reality. But everything we perceive through the senses is merely light, vibrating at different rates of speed, okay? I don't have a specific thing to link here, but science has proven this. Everything is just photons, little balls of light vibrating at different speeds. It looks like a phone, or it looks like the body, or it looks like $1 million, or it looks like what your dog did when you took it for a walk. It doesn't matter. It's all the same thing. It just looks different, okay? So we have to learn to perceive reality in that way, so we stop applying meanings to things. All right, so in truth, only the mind perceives things big or difficult, right? Let these ideas go and realize that everything is the same thing. All equal, all neutral, all effortless to manifest to the infinitely powerful and intelligent God within you. Why would God settle for less? That's who you really are. So why would God settle for less? Align with truth. Align with who you really are. Do not accept or settle for limitation, doubt, fear, worry, impatience even. Don't get impatient and say, I'll ask for something smaller to get it fast. It's going to do the opposite of what you want. Have faith over all things. All right, so if you want to get better at all of this and master detachment, of course, you can check out my Manifest with Detachment course. Look at this cute little thing. Shows you all the different bonuses you get when you get it today. So you don't need it. You don't need anything to manifest your desires, but this course is a powerful tool. I teach exactly what helped change my life and transform me from someone who was watching video after video to seeking techniques to trying to figure out why sometimes things worked and sometimes they didn't. And now it's consistent. Now I know the truth. Now I align with all of this. And it's so much more easy, effortless, instantaneous. And that's what I want for you. So if that sounds good to you, you can snag it at the link in the pinned comment or the description. Next, if you want to learn more about how to manifest like a lazy god by doing nothing, check out this video right here. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.